I went to art school up until like my second year of college, and then I dropped out honestly and got my engineering degree. And that training makes you feel like you have to produce a certain way. You need to paint every one of these pictures with your own two hands. You know what I'm saying? Slaving over a hot paintbrush like you're working in the kitchen cooking for a million people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that, you know, that isn't sustainable. You know, economically, it's not sustainable. So either you are able to sell one painting for $1 million, or you're able to sell a million paintings for $1. And the majority of us are on the million paintings for $1 spectrum. So how on God's green earth am I supposed to be able to produce that much artwork to make a living? So I believe that at some point it's almost unavoidable that you have to have a system, and you have to have a place for that system, you know what I'm saying, to run, for your work to be created, for you to be able to sustain, you know what I'm saying, your prices and your staff and your Kende Wiley and your residency in Senegal and your studios and your, you know what I'm saying, residences and your mistresses or whatever it is you got going on, or, you know. And I feel like to a degree, bro, that narrative that people have put on artists in a way is there to maintain the allure of the artist.
Yeah.
But so the artist can dress up in the uniform of the artist. They can have paint going everywhere. I can have my hair looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? The outward world could see me a certain way, but behind closed doors, I could literally have a team of robots producing the artwork, and the audience wouldn't know the difference. And that part is, I think, what's more interesting, that the audience doesn't even know the difference. And that's where I think it becomes more like magic, if anything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's because when you say it, the first thing that comes to mind is, you know, rappers using ghostwriters. Like, are they really that person, or is it like this whole team behind them?
Yeah.
And we try to like persecute artists for not being like the end all be all to what they produce. And I'm not sure if that adds value, it takes away value. I guess that's, you know, a matter of opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. It is. it is. It's so much of a matter of an opinion. But the person who has to make that decision for themselves is the person who is really affecting, which is the artist.
Right.
You know, they got to decide for themselves, you know, man, is it mean much for me, you know what I'm saying, to be Beanie Siegel, you know what I'm saying, and deal what I'm dealing with from Rock Nation, or to be Jay-Z. Now, Jay-Z might have a bunch of ghostwriters. Jay-Z, there is, you know, people know Jay-Z done took plenty of people's, you know what I'm saying, songs and music. But objectively, is Jay-Z not a good rapper? Is he not a good performer? Is he not himself a good writer? And that's what you kind of have to that's what you contend with. So really, I'd answer your question this way. I'd say, does it even matter? Because if you wanted to have a issue with me using studio assistants, and you try to step to me about it, and you want to challenge me, and then I blow you out the water because you realize, like, the thing that you thought I wasn't doing, I actually have mastered it to the point where you don't even, where you can't even compare to me. It's like, I've proven myself already. And also, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to generate income for whatever purposes I need to. And so I've offloaded some of that work to these assistants, because I got other things I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to pay me to paint a picture for you, I'm selling these other paintings $100,000. If you want me to do it, $2 million, because the work and the mastery that I put in is transcended. You know what I'm saying? Like what really the average person is capable of, even the average artist, even a master artist, you know? I feel like Picasso, you know what I'm saying, Salvador Dali, these are the ways that they were thinking, you know what I'm saying, about art, in my opinion, based on just their behavior. Not that they were good people, you know what I'm saying, don't get me wrong, because they had a lot of things wrong with them. But Andy Warhol, these people's thought process about art production, it was, you know what I'm saying, it was definitely on another level. You know what I mean?